Just before we get into tonight's video, I just wanted to let you all know that there will be a giveaway on the channel soon. I'm going to be giving away free midnight packages, I'm calling them. They will contain 2 stickers, like the one that I have on my laptop, and they will also contain a Blu-ray of my choice and a little signed letter of a thank you for hitting 1000 subscribers. Also, make sure you are following me on Instagram and Twitter for updates on the giveaway, and I will be posting the rules of the giveaway on my Instagram account. I'll also keep them in the description box of the video where we will be doing the giveaway. Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my review, if you can even call it that, of Slender Man. This will really just be me listing all the terrible things in this film and probably going off on a little rant tangent from time to time. This review will also contain spoilers, as I just want to rip on some of the horrific stuff in this film. And if you haven't seen it already, do yourself a favour and don't. But anyway, let's get into it. Slender Man was directed by Sylvian White and stars Joey King, Annalise Basso, Julia Tells and Jazz Sinclair. It is based on the internet fad sensation that was Slender Man, a creepypasta about this tall mysterious being out in the woods that lures children to their death and is responsible for many missing persons cases. The video game which came along with it was also pretty interesting and fun while it lasted, but this movie, fuck me, there is nothing fun about this movie. It had such a great concept given to it, but they could have done anything with it, but instead gave us an absolute cliche clusterfuck pile of piping hot shit. So first off, hearing that Annalise Basso was in actually gave me a little hope, as I thought she was class in Oculus, which in my opinion is a great horror movie, but sadly in Slender Man she is completely underutilised. In fact, she is the first one of the 4 friends to be taken by Slender Man, so goodbye to any decent acting we could have got out of her, but thankfully Joey King actually puts in a decent shift. And I actually saw her as our main antagonist, since Julia Tells, the actual protagonist, just looks spaced the fuck out the whole time and brought absolutely nothing to her character. It's like they decided to kill off the best actors first until we were left with the worst. But it can't all be down to performance. The dialogue they had to work with was a shambles. It was like the writers had never heard a teenager talk before. Straight from the off, when we meet our characters in their school and we are hit with the first few conversations, I did say to myself and my little brother, I said, this dialogue is trash so far. And it did not get any better, not one bit. So the girls are knocking off school on a Friday, they bump into a group of boys, a potential love interest, and we find out that they can't hang out this weekend since the boys are summoning Slender Man. The girls end up hanging out by themselves watching porn, usual shit, getting bored and decide fuck it, they're going to summon Slender Man too. Why not? So how does one summon Slender Man? How would we go about this? Do we draw a pentagram, sacrifice a goat, drink chicken blood and chant Latin incantations? Nope, you watch a fucking MP4 file. That's right, they basically ripped off The Ring. Instead of VHS, it's just a fucking video that's out there on the internet for everyone to watch and easily accessible. You watch some montage video of creepy stock footage that has a filter chucked over it, which has been edited on fucking iMovie. Hear 3 bells, then that's it. You will now be haunted by Slender Man. Yep, it's really that bad. Some he takes, some he haunts, some he kills. Basically the movie just makes the rules up as it goes along. This was one thing I absolutely hated about the film. They could have dived into cool Slender Man lore or created some unique lore of their own. But nope, the way it comes about, they just copied rings, and now Slender Man will just do whatever he wants with them. Just consists of standing in the tree line far away, distorting faces, which really just look like Snapchat filters, and maybe killing you if he ever feels like it. The rules for Slender Man were all over the place, and those that were there, he didn't adhere to. There was no reason for any of it. There was no reason for Slender Man. There was no reason for this to be a thing. The only thing I liked that was being said was the more everyone talks about him and shares videos of him, pictures, etc., the more he spreads like a virus. That was kinda a cool concept, but we never saw how this virus spreads. We never saw the repercussions of it. We just seen 4 girls lose their shit over a shitey video online. There's really not much point in this video though, it's just kind of like an introduction to Slender Man. To really summon him, you have to take something you love into the woods at night and destroy it. One girl takes a picture of her dead dad, another a pillow their grandma made them. Then The other girl brings a mug, a fucking coffee mug. Why? So they destroy these things and behold, Slender Man comes for them. But they fuck it up and now he's really coming for them. So great work, lads, great work. So now things ramp up with Slender Man and so does the stupidity of the film. For some reason Slender Man FaceTimes them when he comes to their houses. He can phase through doors and walls but then makes it known to them that he's walking upstairs. Also when a door is locked he bangs on it and just doesn't come straight through. Although later on in the movie he does kind of a wee shadow thing where he creeps through, but then he just comes through a window anyway, so it's no point. The ways that Slender Man acts and the rules that apply to him just constantly change and seem to be made up as they go along. It's so fucking dumb. There's some terrible editing in the film. Some scenes look like they're about to build up to something decent, then just end and we're left hanging. Like in one scene we have the girls sitting around a laptop and we see a shadow growing behind them, looming over them, and boom, it cuts to a completely new scene and it's forgotten about. This is seen again when the girls go to visit their friend who's going crazy as she looked at Slender Man's face. So they go over to her house since she's been off sick from school for a while, then she pops up at the window in a shitty jump scare, looking fucked up and deranged, so they gap it, they leg it, and they leave her. That's her for the rest of the movie. They don't go to the door, ask about her, try to go in, see if their friend's okay. That is her character done for the rest of the movie. Forgotten easily. Another scene that goes absolutely nowhere was where they were in biology class cutting up eyes. Now this was the scene we saw in the trailer where one character stabs herself in the eye, but that was cut probably so the film could keep it PG-13. So now we are left with this scene that just goes nowhere. Hallie's just staring at the eye and then she sees her boyfriend walk in. But he's looking kinda shady, as he's obviously watched the Slender video which she told him not to do. But it doesn't matter, she goes, "Ah, are you okay?" And then that's it. That's the last we see of him. It cuts to another scene. Fucking pointless. So camera techniques and cinematography, the camera was constantly moving, panning and spinning. At some points it could honestly make you feel sick. There were a couple of shots where I thought, oh yeah, cool shot, but that was it. They were just in pointless scenes where a shot like that just was not needed. There are a lot of slow motion shots and they just drag on and make it even more boring and torturous than it has to be. And these weird close-ups of characters while everything's spinning, obviously they're to show their delusion and how messed up their heads are becoming, but to me these shots just looked so fucking dumb. There was really only a couple of moments in the film that I thought looked decent, with the library scene, all of the bookshelves distorting and bending, and then I also liked the shot near the end where our main character's walking around a hospital and someone was coming towards her very slowly, getting taller. It turns out they were just a tall person, and it was pointless, but at least it looked cool, right? But unfortunately in the same library scene I am praising, we get a horrible predictable jump scare where the librarian walks round the corner and a loud gong goes off. Cause that's gonna scare people, oh it's gonna terrify them, that is. At my screening, people actually laughed. It was hilarious. I think that was the moment people began to walk out too, as I saw some people leave. I was so jealous, but I soldiered on. This is also the scene where we get the Google montage for all the lore and backstory they couldn't be arsed coming up with for Slender Man. So they just chuck us a bunch of random online articles that could be linked to him. They might be, who knows, it doesn't really matter, it's dreadful. Then, the classic scene, the funniest scene in the whole movie. Right, so our protagonist, Haley, goes to a love interest's house and they're home alone, so he chucks on some records. But nah, he doesn't play some hip, cool indie band music or even some hip hop. He sticks on some fucking porno music, and it is the cringiest thing I've ever seen. I pissed myself laughing all the way through this scene, and so did the rest of the cinema. Like, mate, put on some Frank Ocean or The Weeknd or something, you know, it's going to get her going. What are you doing? But anyway, Hallie's into it for some reason and they start making out, and then things get a little bit frisky. Somehow Slender Man makes the boy's face distort and freak out, and it wasn't just for a quick second or anything creepy like that. It keeps going, and it had me in stitches. The whole cinema was just cracking up. It was like When You Nut But She Keeps Going, that type of meme or something like that. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, maybe that was worth the price of admission. Nah, it wasn't. I'm just trying to make myself feel better. But anyway, onto CGI. Not much to say other than it looked fucking horrible, but in the climax where Slender Man becomes Spider-Man, it just looked bloody ridiculous. They could have made this movie for so much less than they did, and with practical effects it could have been so easily done, but they fucked it. They fucked it hard. For the practical shots of Slender Man, they had Javier Botet in costume, and he's a great actor who's done so many monsters in film, from Aliens and Alien Covenant to The Crooked Man and The Conjuring. He was also the feral hobo in It, and he's been part of the Wreck movies. The dude has mad movements and the perfect stature and physical attributes for this role, and they just totally threw that away. I was let down by how much of Slender Man was CG. Then even when it is Botet in costume, they added these CG tentacles to him, and it just looked awful. You know I love to touch on score in films as I take music in films very serious, but here there was nothing. I cannot remember a thing about the score. I got the chimes of the bell, that's about it. There was nothing memorable about the score at all, and it didn't evoke any emotion, as I think I was just feeling boredom and anger at paying the price of admission. Character motivations and actions were just all over the place as well. What I found hilarious was at the end of the film, our hero Hallie sets out to offer herself to Slender Man in hopes to appease him and save her sister. So she walks into the woods and just knows exactly where to go to find Slender Man's tree. Yes, he lives in a tree. Wait, he might be a tree? I'm not fucking sure. It's bad, I know. But anyway, he appears, she says, "Take me." He goes to take her, then she runs. Like, what the fuck, Ellie? You just said take me. Where are you going? But anyway, she gets taken anyway and becomes a fucking tree. The end. Also, the last lines of dialogue in the movie are just as bad as the first. It ends on the word, you know, which isn't even a word, which just sums it all up, to be honest. So Slender Man is as mind-numbingly boring as building flat-pack furniture. It is absolute torture to sit through. It has shocking dialogue and only a couple of half-decent performances. Some of the worst CGI I have seen in a long time. Does nothing innovative within the horror genre. Uses every horror trope ever. Is hilariously funny when it's trying to be frightening and serious. It is hot trash. So with all that said, it gets a 0.5 out of 5 rating from me. And to be honest, that's probably me being generous, honestly. This probably isn't my best review, it's more of a rant, but if you sat through this film, I'm sure you feel the same way. I try to give every film a fair review, but this I just couldn't hold back on. Please, if you haven't seen it, don't go see it. I don't understand why they didn't make it a bit like a detective who gets caught up in a missing children's case with all these children going missing, and then finally runs into Slender Man along the way, or even a period piece set in like the 16th century and a town is plagued by him stealing their children. Most of the things in the movie aren't even what Slender Man does. It makes no sense. It's shit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this rant review type video. If you did, leave it a like, and if you're new to the channel, why not check out my reviews on some better films where I probably review a lot better without going off on tangents. Make sure you are subscribed and notifications are turned on also. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links will be in the description, and keep an eye out for that giveaway in the next few videos. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.